I know a lot of you have probably already seen countless videos about Ryan's toy review and how his parents are accused of milking him for money like a cash machine. I'll be honest, I've made plenty of videos about this myself, but trust me, this one is still worth watching because Ryan's story somehow keeps getting darker. This time, it's not just internet criticism anymore. His parents are reportedly being investigated and scrutinized by government officials. If you somehow don't know who he is, Ryan Kaji is the child billionaire who basically grew up with a camera in his face, reviewing toys before he could even properly speak. Okay, maybe not before he was born, but you get the point. While most of us were playing with toys, Ryan was making more money in a single day from YouTube ads than many families earn in a lifetime. He now sits at around 40 million subscribers and over 60 billion total views, which is honestly insane. And YouTube is just one part of it. Ryan has his own movie, a massive toy line, a Nickelodeon show, toothpaste, games, you name it. He's not just a kid on YouTube, he's the face of a multi-billion-dollar brand. But here's where things get uncomfortable. If Ryan is the star of this entire content empire, the real question is, how much of that money actually belongs to him, and how much is being controlled or taken by his parents?
You're on track to be a teenage billionaire. How much does Ryan get to keep of all this?
Oh, be careful, Ryan.
People recognize me and be like, hey, you're Ryan. I just realized that you're famous.
What's been the biggest sponsorship that you've said no to?
Millions of dollars. We lost revenue of 70%.
I just pushed through.
You're the first creator ever to have a Macy's Day Parade balloon and to have a product in Walmart that sold over $1 billion.
To just go from just a regular immigrant family and then now full-length feature movie, that's a big step.
If like Ryan were to call it quits, what would happen?
Things start to feel pretty suspicious once you really pull at the threads of Ryan Kaji's empire. The big question is simple. How much of this massive fortune actually belongs to Ryan himself? Because behind the scenes, it's his parents, Shion and Nuon Kaji, who are running the entire operation. They're the ones calling the shots, managing the brand, and controlling the money. And judging by their lifestyle, business is very good. We're talking multi-million-dollar mansions, luxury vacations, and a level of wealth that screams top-tier YouTube success. Meanwhile, Ryan is still filming toy reviews, even though he's now a teenager with facial hair. And that's where things start to feel uncomfortable. Is he still doing this because he genuinely wants to, or because he's been kept in the same content loop for the sake of keeping the money flowing? Because let's be real, Ryan is 13 years old now. He's not the wide-eyed 5-year-old unboxing toys anymore. He's in high school. He should be playing sports, hanging out with friends, experiencing normal teenage life, not sitting in a bedroom with a camera pointed at his face, pretending to be excited about toys meant for toddlers. And if you watch his recent videos, it shows. The energy is gone. He looks exhausted, like someone who's been working since preschool. The spark that once made the channel explode just isn't there anymore, and the numbers prove it. Ryan's viewership has dropped hard. He used to pull in billions of views. Now, many uploads struggle to crack a few 100,000. It feels like he's stuck repeating the same formula over and over, while his parents keep pushing for more content. So what do you do when a once dominant channel starts dying? You try to force a comeback. And that's where Ryan's World the movie comes in. This was supposed to be the big revival, the project that would reignite interest and bring the brand back to its former glory. But instead of saving the channel, it ended up doing the opposite. Because, spoiler alert, the movie was a mess.
What got us out of Dark Titan's lair? You need us! She has a point.
How's this for a point? I'm the big brother, I know best, and I'm in charge. The twins go home before they get us into any more trouble.
Ryan always said he wanted to be an animator, but I seriously doubt he ever imagined his big Hollywood moment would end up being this.
You know, I wanted to be an astronaut, then I wanted to be an NBA player. I'm curious, like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be like an animator. I think it's really fun to do because like the drawing and then like at the end you get to see the whole thing and see what you've like worked on the whole time. And like sometimes I can see like the drafts first, and then after I can see like the full thing. And it's really cool to see how it changes over time.
Yeah, you were in the front.
Like, Ryan, are you going to keep making YouTube videos, given your interest to be an animator and maybe go behind the camera, like as you get older?
I think I will keep going for a while, yeah.
The acting is mediocre, the animation is underwhelming, and the script is an absolute mess. Honestly, the whole thing feels like a train wreck, and it's hard to understand how it even made it to theaters. If anything, the reviews were more entertaining than the movie itself. This isn't really a film so much as it is a feature-length toy commercial, awkwardly centered around a clearly exhausted 13-year-old. Now don't get me wrong, Ryan is probably financially set for life, and I can't fault a family for enjoying the wealth they've earned. But it really feels like a line has been crossed. Ryan's entire childhood has been consumed by the machine his parents built around him. What started as a kid having fun with toys has turned into a full-scale business operation. And let's be honest, the brand is Ryan. The Kaji family has made millions off his image, and everything they do now seems focused on keeping that money flowing. The biggest issue is that Ryan isn't the one in control. He's not calling the shots, his parents are. And that brings us to his parents themselves, because their background raises some uncomfortable questions. Ryan's mother, for example, has a somewhat checkered past. Back in 2002, she was arrested for attempting to shoplift about $93 worth of clothing from a JCPenney. On its own, that might seem minor, but when you look at the bigger picture, it adds to the growing unease surrounding how this entire empire has been run.
People have been looking into the family's past, and it turns out that Ryan's mother, Loan Guan, was arrested in 2002 for shoplifting. She was trying to steal around $93 worth of clothing from JCPenney at Alameda Mall in Houston, Texas. Loan was 18 at the time and attending the University of Houston. She faced 60 days in jail, and instead the judge gave her 6 months probation and a $150 fine. She was told that she had to complete 40 hours of community service and complete random drug tests. Pretty lenient. Problem is, Loan did not show up to her community service, she didn't report to her community advisor, nor did she pay for the fees. She was arrested again in 2003 for violating her parole and spent 30 days in jail.
Here's a longer version that keeps only the important points, but expands them clearly and smoothly, without unnecessary filler. Ryan's story stops being fun the moment you realize his childhood was turned into a full-scale business. What started as harmless toy reviews slowly became a multi-billion-dollar content machine, with Ryan at the center of it. While his parents built an empire and live in luxury, Ryan continued filming year after year, even as it became obvious that the excitement was gone. He looks tired, disengaged, and far removed from the carefree kid viewers first fell in love with. One of the most disturbing parts is that Ryan is never allowed to speak on his own. Every interview includes his parents hovering nearby, ready to step in if anything threatens the brand. He doesn't get to explain how he really feels, or what he wants for his future. Everything is carefully managed, not to protect Ryan as a person, but to protect Ryan as a product. At his peak, Ryan was the highest earning YouTuber in the world, bringing in more money than most adults will see in a lifetime before he even hit his teens. His brand expanded far beyond YouTube into toys, clothing, TV shows, movies, and major retailers like Walmart and Target. Even now, the family no longer needs more money, yet the content continues because the system is still profitable. A major reason for that profitability is advertising. Ryan's audience has always been very young, and kids can't tell the difference between entertainment and ads. Much of his content is paid promotion disguised as fun, which made advertisers millions while exploiting the trust of children. Eventually, regulators stepped in after repeated warnings were ignored, exposing how deeply this business model crossed ethical lines. As Ryan grew older and clearly lost interest, the focus began shifting to his younger sisters, who now appear more frequently on the channel. It feels less like a family project and more like a conveyor belt, replacing one child with another to keep the money flowing. That shift makes it hard to believe this was ever about creativity or fun. The real issue isn't how much money Ryan made, it's why the machine never stopped when it should have. Ryan didn't choose fame, didn't design the brand, and didn't control the business built around him. Now the biggest question is whether he'll ever fully escape a life defined by cameras, contracts, and expectations that were placed on him long before he could understand them.